Hey, good afternoon, you guys. This is Tim, and I want to do a quick overview of the supervisor homepages. And I'm going to start with the electrical section, and I'll go over everybody's here. But I just want to do a quick overview, so forgive me for my ums and ahs. I'm just going to keep going through here, and want to cover supervisors pages. You have access to the CSRs and settings. So when you log in, the new look is a little sparse here, but every one of these sections can be expanded or collapsed. And as you can see, the little 4 arrow points cursor, whenever you hover over them, you can rearrange them to set your home page up to be in the order you would like it to be. So for instance, if you wanted to move the scheduler for all your inspectors up or down, you can do that. So we can move it up there. And you can rearrange the homepage. It'll stay this way as you log in and out. Same way with expanded or collapsed sections. So in the top section, you'll see here we've got draft permits, submitted permits, anything approved pending payment, denied items, open safety inspections, any unassigned safety inspections, which these are specifically for electrical. We now have the special inspection request for electrical. Yay. Same thing with plumbing and mechanical. Your guys' special inspections will be listed here as well. And any new contractor requests. So that'll all be consolidated here into this one section for each of your trades. So for each of your disciplines. So the electrical section's here. And then we have an unassigned section. We just kind of threw this together. We figured it might be good to break it out. So if any permit comes in and there's not an address or a ward or a precinct that's assigned, it'll get highlighted in this section so you can go right to those. Same thing with inspections. If for some reason the connection is not made and the inspector is missing from the request, it'll be highlighted here. The scheduler is all of your inspectors in your crew plus yourself. So you'll be able to supervisor trades is the user that we're logged in as. So you can add yourself and give yourself things to do without having to bounce back and forth between another account. So that's a nice change with this here. So you can see we've got 3.7 across. My screen resolution is a little higher, but you should be able to fit everything on, or maybe ask for a little larger monitor. That might help. So that is this. Just a quick review here. You can scroll back and forth from day to day or week to week, however you have the calendar set up. The Today button takes you right to today. If you click on the date here, there's no highlight. We need to add that, but it'll bring up the calendar. So you can bring it, you can go to whatever specific month and date you want to go to here. Again, we have the day view and we have week view. And we'll go back to day here for this. Now, the orange lock indicates that the users are not currently logged in. So you can see I'm logged in as Trades Supervisor. It has the green open lock, and that tells you that when the person is logged in. You can actually click on the lock, and it'll show you the last 100 events or times that user logged in. So there's a lot of things going on here at the top of the page as well that you can access and kind of get an idea of how folks are using the system. So there's that. We give you the last login date at the top right under their name. The view details with the eyeball. That will allow you to set up the colors of the calendar. So if you wanted to use the default colors, the default inspector colors, it'll just be whatever they select. And I think for the most part, it'll just be gray and black on your calendar. But we also give you the ability to set a custom color for your inspectors. This way, you might be able to set them to a color you want and be able to pick them up at a glance, right? So then you can see, hey, who's got the red, blue, greens, and move them around when you need to and see really quickly who's doing what, especially when you got people covering for someone else. You can also set your inspector here as the lead person. So when you have your inspector set as the lead man, when they log in, they will now have this view of their items, and everyone else is in the crew. So again, no need to have two accounts, excuse me, for the inspectors. So we'll leave this off here and close. When a contractor, when an inspector is set as a lead person, you'll have this little circled individual by their name. And you can have more than one lead man in a crew. So that is also doable. The to-do list is an individual view of the to-do list items. So just click on that, and it will open up below the scheduler. So we open up Brian Bass's to-do list, and these are all his items here. So you can actually click on the schedule link and schedule them the traditional way of setting a date and time for them. Save and confirm, save it or cancel it. You can also drag and drop these items and put them on a calendar or put them on another inspector's to-do list. So that's another way to do that. And as requested, this was a little bit of an undertaking, a bit of a challenge, but we've got the tree here, what we call the tree view of all the to-do list items. So we can open up everybody here, and you can see all their to-do list items and what they are, from electrical permits to safety inspections. We'll have OPs listed in here as well, everything that people have paid for and are looking for a specific date for something to happen. So you can grab these things and move them around. We can put them on another inspector's tree, and it'll show up in their to-do list. Or you can go ahead and we can put it on another inspector's calendar right there. And it'll tell them that throw the inspector's initials on, so they'll know right away who they're covering for and see the details of the item. And then they'll be able to go do that work. So this was a nice improvement here. Hopefully you find the functionality here very useful. Again, you can see the types, the date requested, and the address. So that is all here. Again, they'll all expand and collapse together and tuck away nice and neat. So here we collapse the scheduler if you want. And then the electrical summary is a summary of current and upcoming items, and we'll break down all the inspections for permits, safety and special, along with occupancy, CSB items, and existing structure inspections. So that's all your ESs. So everything should be covered here. And then any overdue items broken out the same way in the same categories with date ranges. So 0 to 30, 60, 90, 90 plus. Again, you can see everybody's how they're working things. For electrical, we do have the disconnect reconnect requests here, and we changed one thing. We had the contractor username we were showing here, Rick, but now it's a company name, so you can see all that, and the inspector assigned, and then you can get in here and review and approve all these items. Again, we're on demo, so none of this data and inspector names are relevant, but or correct, but it's there. We do have a little block here for current CSB requests, so if you want to look here, you can see what kind of CSB items the guys have. Now, the supervisor approval section, I'm going to pull this up here, again, just showing you how you can rearrange everything. The supervisor approval section is where your CSB and ES items will show up, but we also put the permits here, since it's review and approval by you. So it's another place to find these. Just let me know if you want us to remove these items, the permits from here, and if you want to keep them right here specifically, like in the submitted section. If you just want this to be the only link to the submitteds, we can do that. Otherwise, here's another spot for them for you, is right here in your supervisor approval section. So there's that, CSBs, and then we've got two new sections down below. We've got your crew listed out. And again, on the live site, this will be a little more relevant. We're going to show you all the inspections performed by sub-district that they're assigned in. And we're going to default to the last 90 days. And we put a little heat map on these. And we're going to highlight their names by the intensity with which their inspection activity was total overall. So we show the inspector's name, the sub-district they're assigned to, and then the total number of inspections for this time period. And you can change this if you want to make it longer or shorter. It's a pretty intense query, so it might take a little time. So please don't be shocked with that to process once you change the dates. I say a little time, maybe 10, 15 seconds, but that's pretty long in computer time. And another way to look at this would be we did a breakout by sub-district for you all. So each one of you will have your own sub-district breakout of I guess hottest to coldest, or coldest to hottest, if you will, like go blue to red, you can kind of get a visual of the set 80 plus subdistricts and what kind of inspection request activity is going on in them. So it might help you with an idea of who you want to reassign if you want to tweak some subdistrict areas right now. And just a little bit of background on the subdistricts. Talk to the guys in the planning design area. And as far as they know, the subdistricts are the old neighborhoods before there were neighborhoods, and it's the police don't even use it anymore, this whole subdistrict thing. So there's no map, no shapefiles, so there's no way for us to display this on a map for you because there's no real official outline for a subdistrict. So eventually maybe subdistricts assignments get moved toward precinct or something a little more granular, something where you can really be specific and break that down. But that's a conversation we can have at a later date. And excuse me. So there's the top view. Really, I'll just, in the interest of time, I'll probably stick right here. There's some new settings, and we can look here, and we've got everybody's. You can control your blackout dates. So for your section, you can set up. So we've got electrical, and that's where we're here. We can set up any blackouts. You can access escrow accounts and make those adjustments here. I think most of you go through David, and I think that's the way it's set up currently. You can set your own fees for the permits, so whenever those change, you have access to that. And any other settings, canceled permits, safety inspection fees, all the Ameren things, emails here, Rick, are listed here. Probably wouldn't need to change those. Trades inspectors reassignment. This was another neat piece here that we did for you guys specifically. So when you want to move guys around, this is where you want to go. If there are any subdistricts that are available and have not been assigned to an inspector, they'll be listed right here in this first drop menu. So you can see these 71 through 9. And I think, I'm just maybe guessing, I think these are all the parks, probably. So that's probably why they're not assigned. And then you can pick one, assign it to a user, and assign it. And that's how those work. Now we have expansions. We'll list everybody in your crew, and you can expand all these rows to see the subdistricts that these guys are assigned to. And again, we're going to do a little heat map thing here for you, so you can get a quick at-a-glance review and see where the hot spots are, right? Where the high-intensity activity is for this inspector. And one thing to note, like in this John Peak example, he's got subdistricts 1 through 17, or 1 through 17. But 17 has an asterisk by it. Whenever there's an asterisk whenever there's an asterisk by a subdistrict for an inspector, that means he's not assigned to this subdistrict officially, but he performed some work in here, either by that they were previously assigned to this subdistrict, or you temporarily assigned them some work to do in that subdistrict without officially assigning them to the subdistrict. So that's why that is there. So we've got a pretty complete overview of the work performed. And then right now, currently, it is a reassignment one at a time. So if you want to reassign a subdistrict, if you want to come in and reassign subdistrict 1, we'll go back to the top. You select it, and you want to take it from John and make it, give it to Tim Williamson, let's say. And then we can do a couple things. We can reassign only the open inspections in that subdistrict to Tim, or we can reassign the subdistrict and the inspections to Tim. So we can grab those. Now, what's kind of interesting here too, we can say select all items and go, or we can, because we do select all items, you can unselect some things. So maybe we want to give Tim all the trade stuff, but none of the occupancies and none of the CSBs, right? So we can do that, and then we'll unselect. It'll be a couple-step process. So we'll unselect all the occupancy inspections and hit go. Now, he'll get all these things except for the occupancies, and this is what's left. So if we save the reassignment, all those trades inspections, everything that were John's, are now going to Tim. But he's going to get the subdistrict and the inspections except for occupancies. So that's where that is. If you have any questions on this one, let me know. We've also put your violations, and I expect there will be questions here. Sorry. We've put violations here. And you can manage all the verbiage for those as well. So this is the fees and settings section. Blackout dates, escrow, fees, settings, inspector reassignments, and violations. So if we want to go back to home panel, the control panel, there's that. Now, one thing I will show you, I'm going to log in as one of the CSRs real quick. And there they've got the view for everything. And you'll be able to manage this. I got to make one change on this. I don't think if we're logged in as a supervisor, we can access their account. And that's one of the things we need to change. So we will do that before Sunday night. So if I want to log in as mechanical CSR, same homepage, but because we associate them with the three of you, in theory, or the three trade supervisors, plumbing, electrical, and mechanical, they can see all of the supervisors they're associated with and all the privileges you give them. So if, for instance, LaDonna or Felicia or Michelle, you can give them access to see everything. Now, that's all they can do is see it. They cannot change anything here. So they can expand everything. They can't move anything. I'm grabbing. Nothing's moving. It's all strictly view only. Unassigned permits and inspections. Again, they could access this, but they won't be able to make assignments here. Supervisor approvals, and they can see everything that's hanging for you to do. And the other thing, too, I think you'd want to, if there's any sections here on their pages that you don't want them to have, let me know, and we can take that out of their view. So if you need them to see the completed things, maybe you don't. Maybe they don't need to see that. But they can. I think the scheduler is the big thing, so they can see where everybody's going. And then any unassigned inspections or permits. If they're specials, I think you said they can, and we have given them the ability to assign and make modifications on the special inspections. But you can see here that we logged in as mechanical, so we've got mechanical summary and sprinkler summary and plumbing summary and plumbing as well. So they could peek in here, maybe move the plumbing to the bottom if it's Michelle, let's say, and she just moves the plumbing and electrical things items to the bottom because she's primarily working on mechanical, so she can move these things up in her visual range to do that. So she can set up her dashboard the way she wants to look at it. Maybe we either move this completely off of her page, or she can just rearrange it. So there we go. So we've got backflow items. Don't worry, there aren't this many unassociated backflows in the live site. This is demo. And so permits, approved, open special plumbing inspections, 2 new plumbing account requests, 13 plumber accounts total. So we should have access and availability to get to everything we need to get to. They don't have access to users here, and they don't have access to settings. So just real quick again, we've got as a scheduler. We've got unassigned items. We've got mechanical, which would be all permits. And a mechanical summary, which would be upcoming and past due. So let's assume this is Michelle's account. And then again, she could move electrical and plumbing items to the bottom so she can see those at any time. Maybe sprinkler summary comes up here. And sprinkler. I thought I moved sprinkler summary. Huh. There you go. So there you go. So she's got mechanical and sprinkler next to each other. Plumbing at the bottom. I think they're pretty good. Pretty set. So this is a quick overview. I think, like I said, we captured everything you guys were looking for. And that is that. Please let me know if you have any questions. I'm around all weekend. Our plan is to push this up live for Monday morning. Hopefully it's a slower week and not too crazy. Let you guys get used to it. But again, you should have access to everything you need. And let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much.